passed.
Probably has actually, but
Out on yeah, possibly. But it was those sorts of sentiments that made me think, well, actually, haven't we had this debate? Haven't we had it over the last 10 years?
Thank you, Shelley. Let's go to Bill, who's also called up on this. Bill from Southbank, good morning.
Good morning, Sally. Thanks for taking the call. Look, I'm in support of the gay marriage plebiscite, but in order to defray the cost, I'd like to see them include some other social questions, and one of them would be organ donation. But we are all presumed to be organ donors unless we avail ourselves of an opt-out provision.
Bill,
also,
yep.
Euthanasia, I think that should be decided by the community as well.
Maybe we should just have the community decide everything. We could just get rid of our parliaments altogether and have perhaps a dozen plebiscites a year, Margaret. Wouldn't that make it simpler?
No. In some parts of America, where I've been during elections, they do that. I mean, I remember being in California during the 2004 presidential election and looking at the booklet of things people were being asked to vote on. And there were, I think, 90-something different questions, some of which were contradictory, because there was a process you could go through to, get a question up and into the booklet, and that was, a separate palaver of its own. But it struck me as no way to govern. Now, that's an extreme example of the point that Bill is making, but it goes to that earlier issue that I raised, which is that there are a number of ways you can have a conversation with people about what they want from their government and from their representatives, and it's not always easy to pick the right mechanism.
But is it a slippery slope? Where are we now? Bill raises a really important point. Are we now going to be having plebiscites whenever the government finds a situation is politically too sticky for them to deal with?
Perhaps they should have just added it to the census.
And
we could have another 45% of
200 people would have responded.